Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 3 of the 31 Days of Horror. DBougie86 here again, yes, guys. And for day 3, we're taking it to the extreme. I'm holding no punches today. The film that I got for you guys today is a film that was released this year, 2018. If you watched my previous channels, you know, or reviews, or I should say more, that I reviewed the last 3 films that this series is involved in. And this is the 4th American Guinea Pig film that I've watched and reviewed. And that, of course, is American Guinea Pig Sacrifice. Now, interesting one about this one. It's directed by a female director, Poison Rug, who was actually her directorial debut. This is her feature-length debut. She did a short in an anthology that I reviewed recently, also called Tasteophobia. I actually did like her short in that one. Of the ones that I did, it was kind of a hit or miss anthology for me personally, but I did like her short for what it was. Yeah, so this is a first time female director, and it's an Italian co-production with on our films. Stephen Barrow is executive producer on this one. He didn't actually write the screenplay for this one, which was also interesting. And it was all shot in Italy, which is very odd when you think of an American Guinea Pig film that's not really in America, but to each his own, you know what I mean? It was kind of odd to me when I was first hearing this story, but it was a very cool, interesting setup for a film, a first-time Italian female director directing an extreme American Guinea Pig film. And this one, yeah. Now, pretty much we're introduced to our main character, Daniel, who, when the story entails with us, because this is a very fast-paced film, his father has passed away, and he is dealing with the emotional involvement with his past, with you could see scars on his body in the film, that he was a cutter, and he liked to cut himself, and he's dealing with that, with physical abuse in the past, and mental abuse from probably his father, the way that the film hints at it. But you know, it was a first time watch for me, so maybe on rewatch I'll pick up on a little bit more on that. But pretty much what ends up happening is Daniel ends up going into the bathroom one day, and he takes a very graphic journey. And pretty much this journey details is this goddess named Easter, I believe. Easter, yes, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Who's this fertility god, and he wants to bring Easter out into the world. So he does this ritual, which means that he has to proclaim a sacrifice. So what ends up happening in the bathroom is he ends up pretty much self-mutilating himself, and during the self-mutilation you see hints of his past life also mixed with this dream-like state of where this place is taking him, what he's doing. So it ends up being a self reborn situation, pretty much, with the mutilation aspect of this one. And that's pretty much the gist of it, because one thing that this film is it's not a very long film. It runs a little over an hour, an hour and 3 minutes. It gets right to the point and gets right into it, which I found very interesting, because he gets fucked up right away. There's certain aspects of this movie where I'm it just got under my skin. This is probably because I can handle a lot of extreme bullshit. I watch a lot of extreme horror films, but this one actually kind of creeped me out because of the way it was shot. This film, for a first time directorial debut, feature length director, has beautiful shots within it, and especially in the opening scenes too, it's very well shot. And I gotta say, the close-up stuff of some of the self-mutilation stuff that happens, it creeps me the fuck out, man. I can handle it if it's far apart, but when you start showing close-ups and shit, it just there's one scene involving pretty much on the image here, where his head, where you see this whole thing, he takes a drill, and it shows like the very close up, and you can see like the pieces of skin that are flapping off. It was the effects are really well done, and especially certain other scene that involves a Phillips head screwdriver, which I was like, holy shit, is that real? Like, you can't tell, like, the way that it was filmed and shit, it was fucking bizarre, man. This movie is definitely not going to be for everyone. I'll just say that right now, especially if you're not into like this type of like self mutilation, like horror films. It it's a very artsy type of film mixed with like the whole imagery of an American guinea pig film of mutilation and gore, but mixed within this like dreamlike element also, which is a very interesting way to do one of these films. And I gotta say, like I said, it has a lot of like dreamlike substance with the imagery within it that makes it very well. I think the film is dubbed. I think so. That's what I'm gonna guess. From the way that some of the actors were portraying, like it's a lot of voiceovers, so it seems kind of odd because there's not a lot of dialogue in this movie because it's pretty much only two characters, and when one character does come, without giving too much away, they pretty much speak in like I think it's Italian that they're actually speaking, but very interesting way to do American guinea pig film. It's very original and very artsy at the same time. It has elegance to it that you don't see with like a lot of the ways. And another thing that made me probably think this one had a little more effect on me is the way that it looked very clean, like just the print of the film itself. Because a lot of like Barrows and Cook's films beforehand were like very grindhouse-esque with the cinematography, which I still represent and respect, especially with the first film. It's pretty much a homage film to like the original series, but this one just has like that clean look, and it has like that elegance of like Italian modern films like Topla, or like other films from this same like the producer actually is the director of House of the Flesh Mannequins, which I've seen bits and pieces of that film, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I think it's getting like a re-release soon, so yeah, I'll be checking that one out soon too. But yeah, a very grueling experience, Sacrifices. Definitely not for the weak of heart, and if you like these films, I recommend it. It's definitely up there. If you don't, then don't check it out, you know what I mean? But I like these extreme horror films. They're not for everyone, I know that, but I enjoy it for what it is. So if I had to rate this, it's getting a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, it has a more abstract feel to it than some things that may went over my head a little bit on first time watch, but I can see myself on rewatch of this one picking up on a little more hints of what's going on with the actual story of it. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for American Guinea Pig Sacrifice. Highly enjoyed it. Alright guys, that's for this review. Yes. Oh, tongue twister there. Yes. But that's it for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Don't know what I'm going to do, so see you then. Peace out.